guys, and welcome to my very special video today. I got all dressed up for you guys today. Okay, so I've been wanting to make this video since I visited this place, but I haven't really had time to, so I'm making it now. So basically when I went back home in May, I actually was able to go to a Doctor Who restaurant. It is called the Pandorica restaurant. If you follow me on Twitter or Instagram or Snapchat, I did do a couple of little posts about that and going and all of that stuff. And so I wanted to kind of talk to you guys about my experience there and just see what you guys thought about it. But it was really fun, and I can't wait to talk about it. So basically the story goes with the whole kind of trip. I was hanging out, this was the last time I was home before May, which was like a year ago. I was hanging out with my friend Gina, and she was talking to me about, you know, Doctor Who and how she's excited that I'm now watching it because she's always been a big fan. And she literally said to me, you know, oh my God, have you gone to the Doctor Who restaurant in Beacon? And I was like, what? Huh? I was like, what are you talking about? There's no like Doctor Who restaurant in Beacon. And she's like, yeah, there is. So Beacon is the town, it's a town next to where I grew up. And literally like a 20-minute drive away from my house is this restaurant that is like completely themed after Doctor Who. And I've never heard of it, and I'm just like, what are you talking about? And it was just so bizarre. So, you know, fast forward to May, and when I decided to do this trip, it was right after her birthday passed, and then my birthday passed. We're like 4 days apart. And then I came up to visit. So I said for her birthday, I would take her out. And I literally texted her and I said, I will take you out to the, and I put like DW restaurant. And she was excited and she was like, okay. And I was like, I made a reservation. She was like, okay, whatever. And like as soon as I see her that day, she gets off of work and comes over. And I told her, I was like, oh, we're going to go to the Doctor Who restaurant. And she was like, oh, we're going to go there. And I was like, I texted you. Anyway, it was just so funny that she got so excited because I was like, wait, have you never been? And she apparently has never been, even though she knew about it, was telling me, like, I thought she was telling me about it because she's been there before. Anyway, she got really excited. I was really excited. Everybody was really excited. So I was really happy, to kind of bring her to the Doctor Who restaurant and experience it with her. Okay, so when I first got there, it was really cool. It's just this like kind of like little restaurant off of like the main street in that town, and I was so excited to go because I was just like, I had no idea what to expect and stuff. The only thing that I did know is that they show episodes, which a lot of you were freaking out on Twitter. Like, I posted that I was going and you guys were like, oh my God, don't, make sure they're not going to show an episode that you haven't seen, like whatever. So I called and I said, can I request for like a specific episode to be playing like when I get there? And they said, no, you have to do it like in the restaurant. You can't like call ahead and request an episode or whatever. When I was making reservations, I asked them. And so I was like, oh, great. But I thought it would be okay because like I don't know much about the Doctor Who community, but I know everybody freaking loves David Tennant. So I'm like, I mean, like, right, chances are like maybe David Tennant episode will be playing, which I completely got through. I was at the start of season 6 when I did this, and so I was like, cool, whatever, gonna be good. So we arrive at the restaurant, and it was already kind of really cool looking, and I walked in, and it was just so funny because I walked in, and the first person I see is Peter Capaldi, and it was not you know, Fires of Pompeii. So I was like, of course, like this is how this has to happen to me. So I was like shielding my eyes and whatever. So we talked to the owner, and who she is just so amazing and so lovely. She's just wonderful. We talked to the owner, and I had to have the insanely kind of strange conversation where I tell her that there are people on the internet that watch me watch Doctor Who. It's a very strange thing to just outright say. And I was like, so I'm not up to this point? And she was like, no, this is an old episode. I'm like, no, I'm not. I don't know if it was like from series 8 or series 9 or something like that, but I was like, I'm not there. So she was super, super sweet. Nobody really requested that episode. I think it was just playing. So she was really super sweet. And as soon as I said, you know, I had like a YouTube channel or whatever, she looked me up, and she just did the last episode that I saw. She did the last episode that I uploaded, which at that time was the Almost People. So she just did that, and she was like, oh, just to refresh your memory, because it seemed, you know, like you're on vacation, you're on a break or whatever. And I thought that was very sweet of her. So that was playing, which was great. And that was just really kind of lovely. So the whole restaurant was really, really cool, and I'm gonna leave kind of the things that I really, really loved to the end of the video. But the owner was just so lovely and gracious. I will put the link to the restaurant down below. Also, she is part of, if I'm correct, a podcast called Steady Geekin'. And so if you guys want to check that out, I'm sure they talk about Doctor Who like stuff as well. So this is not like a sponsored video. I'm just, you know, like I really had a great time. I was so thankful because I kind of only had like a couple of days on the weekend to go to this restaurant, and I don't know why I didn't think about it, but I'm so thankful that I picked like Friday to go and not Saturday, because I was like, oh my god, they're going to be showing probably the episode live, and I think that that place is a really cool place to go to watch the episodes, which I find to be really kind of, that would be so cool to be able to do that once I'm caught up in, you know, like 2020. But it was really great. We had the one episode going, and then so we just started taking pictures all over the place. I'm gonna leave a couple of the things that I really, really liked, like I said, towards the end of the video, but there was kind of this really cool display case, and they had some things like on sale, which I'll talk about. And then they had like a display case that had like the screwdrivers and the watch from the Family of Blood. There was I believe that there was something else that was a bit spoilery in the display case, and that was, the owner was so nice in saying like, oh, don't look at that. I do have a couple of pictures, I'm gonna place them here, of things that I don't know, I just took pictures of them, but I don't know what they mean. There was some really cool, she has kind of like this big display area behind the bar that had a couple of things of like memorabilia and stuff like that, just things that you know, she's bought over time, or maybe people have given her. And she had some pictures of like her from Comic-Cons or different cons that where she kind of met different actors and stuff, but I didn't take pictures of it. It was a little personal. I wasn't going to take pictures of that. And there was just a ton of stuff. There was the Van Gogh like flowers. There was his hat. There was Rory's Centurion helmet. There was a couple of other things. God, I'm trying to remember. But I'll put the pictures up here so you'll know what they are. There's a little kind of booth area, which was really cool. And like on the booth, there was like things written in oh god, Gallifreyan or Time Lord. I don't really know the So I think one of them said Allons-y, if I'm correct, and the other one said the impossible girl or something like that, and I don't know what that means, but that's okay. But it was, so there were kind of like things on the couch that were written in that sort of, so that was really cool. And there was just a lot of little things to kind of look at. But so the best thing that I thought, or one of the best things, was the fact that the food was so good. Like, it was, listen, a lot of times I feel like when there's these kind of restaurants that are inspired by shows or something kind of that nature, the food is secondary. It's kind of, you go for the experience and whatever. And the food was so good. Basically, it was explained to me that this used to be like a tea room, and then when it got revamped into like a restaurant, or more so like a restaurant, they had that's when it got like its Doctor Who feel. So it hasn't been, it's, Doctor Who oriented forever. So it was kind of cool to just, know that I wasn't a complete idiot and say, like, I grew up next to this place like my whole life and I don't know that it exists. So I felt a little bit better about myself after that. So once we decided to sit down to dinner, there was a cute little place setting for me, which was really cool. There was, the menu looked like River's diary, journal, whatever you want to call it. And a lot of the food items were a little bit of a play on words. I didn't really care what I had to eat. I can eat almost anything, so I really wanted to get stuff that was a little like inspired by the show and stuff. So of course, for the appetizer, we ordered fish fingers and custard. So I tried that, and it was funny when the order came out. I was like busy talking to the owner about, well, most likely I was talking to her about Mickey. Let's be real, guys. So I didn't get the best picture of it, but it comes with more fish fingers and stuff. But I was able to go over and have it. So they had two versions kind of the fish fingers and custard, and one technically isn't fish fingers and custard, but you could still get it as a dessert. And I think they're like French toast sticks, if I'm correct. I hope I'm correct in that. And you can get it kind of as a dessert, as kind of, sort of in theme with the show, but you don't have to eat fish fingers and custard. But let me tell you, it's not bad. It was fine. I enjoyed it. I thought it was great. Yeah, like, it was fine. And I really loved it. I thought it was really cool. And for the main dish, I got it, I'm like trying to remember the name, but it was the timey-wimey, but like thyme was spelled like the seasoning thyme. It was just weird. And it was kind of like a little, kind of like shepherd's pie. It was so good. I scarfed that down in like 2 seconds flat. And let me tell you, it's not like I was like starving or whatever coming in here. I mean, like, I was hungry, but it was one of those things where I was like, I'm home. I'm coming home. My mom's cooking good meals. I'm going out to eat because normally, I don't know, I see my friends when it's like, you want to meet up here for breakfast, you want to meet up here for lunch. We kept going out to eat, and it was so good. I just scarfed down that like pie like so quickly. It was delicious. And then it was a tea room, so I wanted to get tea with my meals. So I got, it was an orange, kind of, I love orange. That's like I love orange in anything. And it came with these tea cozies. So these tea cozies were, and I know my friend Gina also got a leg tea as well. So, these tea cozies, they sold them, and oh my god, it took everything in my willpower not to buy one, because not that they were expensive or anything, but they were like a decent price. But like, I honestly just like, this whole trip just cost a lot of money. For those of you who don't know, I went home to kind of celebrate Christmas with my family and stuff like that, and because we never celebrated this past Christmas, so that you know, so there was a lot of gift buying beforehand. There was the flights, and we had to head up to go visit my brother and his husband, kind of where they live, which is a little ways away. So it's like there was just, you know, a lot of money going into this trip, and I was like, I can't buy, but I really wanted one of those tea cozies so bad. I really did. So around the restaurant, there were some really, really cool things that I absolutely loved seeing. And so the first thing that I want to mention, they had a weeping angel in the window. It's like you walk up and it's like right there staring at you. Like, I was so not loving that, but loving it all the same. It was great. So that was really, really cool. They have this kind of big Pandorica box like coming out of the wall, which I love, and I want to know where I can find one of those to, you know, like stick in my living room, you know, as a conversation piece for people who come over who have no idea what Doctor Who is. But it would be worth it for the few people who did know. But it was just, that looked really, really cool. And what else? As soon as you walk in, there is an Ood there to greet you, and it was so cool. And there's a little guest book that you can sign like right in front of the Ood, and he was just lovely conversationalist. But yeah, it was really cool. And I signed the guest book, and what was so funny is, like, I was thinking about it, this is like a regular kind of restaurant, like on the main street road of this town, and I can't tell you, I would assume there's a ton of people who come there because of Doctor Who, but I guarantee you there's a ton of people who are just like shopping around, and they just pop in for like a bite to eat, and then an Ood is staring at them. There was a ton of people who, like, I was skimming through the guest book, and they were just like, I just came here because I was hungry, but it seems cool, and, you know, it was really good. And they were just saying, like, it's good food. Like, I loved that. It kind of branches out and to other people and stuff. And I really, really just absolutely adored this place, like, so much. I can't say it enough. So then, of course, there's kind of the big kind of centerpiece painting, which, by the way, we were able to take pictures of almost everything, but they had a wall that I think, I don't know if it's a local artist, but there's an artist that does kind of portraits of characters, and they were on the wall, and there was, you know, portraits of Rose and Ten and Amy, I believe there was a Donna, there was like quite a few portraits that were really cool to see. But we weren't allowed to take pictures of those. But in the back, there is a huge, huge portrait of the Pandorica exploding painting, which was just so cool to see in such kind of like a big way. And I just absolutely loved it. It's such a great painting in general, so I just like that design a lot. So that was really, really cool to see. And then I'm going to get into my favorite part of the whole restaurant, weirdly, was the bathroom. So when you go, there's kind of like a little side door, and there's a little, like, very short hallway, and you can go and you can see kind of what they did for the bathroom door, and it looks so cool. So there's obviously a big TARDIS door. That was the picture that I posted on Instagram, I think, after I went, and there was this big TARDIS door, and there's like the crack in the wall right next to it, which I'm such an idiot. Anyway, there's a big crack in the wall, you know, and it just looked like it's such a little cool little nook. And if you go in, then there is a picture of, like, up there is kind of the wallpaper, so it looks like you're in, you know, the TARDIS and stuff, which is really cute and lovely. But my favorite part, now we're gonna get to my favorite part of the whole restaurant, like decor-wise, how they were kind of doing everything was they had this once you close the door, you when you're in the bathroom, you see all of these like little slashes and marks and everything like that. So then when you open up the door, like again, there's a little kind of nook on the other side of like, cause you go in and then you take a right, and that's just it, and you're just distracted by the TARDIS and door and stuff. And then when you come out, there is a silence hanging like in the darkness. Now I have to show you guys a picture that was taken with flash because it was not showing up on any of our cameras without flash, so it's not that scary. But with this, but it's kind of, you walk out and you can kind of see in the darkness a little silence right there. It was just really cool, and I thought that that was really, really fun, and my favorite part of the whole place. But it was such a great experience. I requested another episode after when they kind of went through the Almost People two-parter thing, and I had to request a Mickey episode, obviously. I mean, look who you're talking to, right? So Mickey, I wanted to do one, but I didn't, I think my favorite Mickey episode is probably like where he shines a lot. I feel like it's the Cybermen two-parter of season 2, and but I just was like, that might be too long, we might not be there, so I wanted to do singular, so I did School Reunion, which I feel like is an episode that doesn't get requested that often. But it's kind of a fun one, and so I was able to see that and enjoy the rest of my dinner, and it was really lovely. And it was really great to talk about the show, with the owner, and just, with other people. It was, because I was telling her about kind of my journey with Doctor Who on this channel, and for those of you who don't know, I know that there's quite a few of you who have not seen my earlier videos, who have just joined us on this Doctor Who journey that we're on. So basically what happened was, I was kind of alone by myself for about 7 months, and for reasons, and I wanted to watch something else, and Torchwood Boy led the rallying cry for it to be Doctor Who, so thank him for me getting into it, and people started voting for it like crazy. I started watching it, and honestly, I do not rewatch my videos, but I can only imagine, I try to put my season 1, 2, and possibly some of 3's reactions out the window, because I'm just I was so not into it. I'm sure they are the most terrible reactions ever. I mean, I don't know, but I uploaded, and out of mind, out of sight, I guess. But I definitely loved the fan community, and I made a video crying my eyes out at the end of season 1, because you guys were so nice to me, even though I wasn't really into the show back then. And I will always have a very, very dear and special place in my heart for the Doctor Who community, because they have embraced me like no other community. I cannot even put into words how absolutely thankful I am that not only that you guys embrace me, but I just feel a very close connection to you guys with this show. I always say my favorite episode will almost to this day, and I cannot separate stuff that happens around an episode to I don't even know what I'm saying, but I cannot really separate stuff that happens around an episode and look at an episode individually. Journey's End, people were so hyped and so excited. There was just so much love outpouring. To see that reaction, it's just, I savored it so much. I just thought, oh my God, this is just wonderful. And that time in my channel, I have a couple of moments and times throughout the course of my channel that I really, really appreciate stuff, and that was definitely one of them. And I feel so embraced by this community, and I was sometimes, I think, not deservedly so. So it makes me feel all the more grateful that that has happened. And it was just so nice. I wanted to go to this restaurant, and you know, that's what I was talking to the owner about, and that it's just one of the best fandoms that I've ever encountered. But I wanted to go to this restaurant. I wanted to go because I wanted to go, but I also wanted to make this video to kind of, I guess, say a thank you for loving my Doctor Who videos and being so supportive and being so sweet. I do have a couple of cool videos planned that are Doctor Who oriented before the end of this year. I'm gonna say before the end of this year. Shit's getting busy real quick, and I don't, you know, I do not want to put myself on a schedule, but I have some fun videos planned, and I hope that you guys are going to enjoy them when they come out. But yeah, I hope that I covered everything. If I didn't, I will write whatever I didn't cover in the description, or throw up some pictures up here that I just didn't, I don't know. But I hope that you guys enjoyed this. Please go check out the restaurant if you're ever in the area of New York. It's not a very far train ride from New York City. Yeah, I just cannot tell you how much I absolutely enjoyed and loved my experience at the Pandorica restaurant. They are so lovely, the food is fucking good, and there was a lot of Doctor Who, and what more do you need? Alright, thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you next time.